Hey, what's up, my dudes, my dudettes? You are watching Type of Dudes. I'm DT.
I'm Joe.
And we have handsome Felipe with us today. And we are getting ready to react to this video right here. It is the opening scene to Idiocracy.
Yep. It's one of my favorite movies, actually.
I haven't seen this movie in quite a while.
Yeah.
So I think I saw it when it first came out.
Uh-huh.
Have you seen this movie?
I've never seen it.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
So this will be Felipe's first time seeing this opening scene. Very famous opening scene.
Just the opening scene.
And you're going to find out why. It's pretty interesting if I remember correctly. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
As the 21st century began, human evolution was at a turning point. Natural selection, the process by which the strongest, the smartest, the fastest reproduced in greater numbers than the rest, a process which had once favored the noblest traits of man, now began to favor different traits. Most science fiction of the day predicted a future that was more civilized and more intelligent. But as time went on, things seemed to be heading in the opposite direction, a dumbing down. How did this happen? Evolution does not necessarily reward intelligence. With no natural predators to thin the herd, it began to simply reward those who reproduced the most and left the intelligent to become an endangered species.
Having kids is such an important decision.
We're just waiting for the right time. It's not something you want to rush into, obviously.
No way.
Oh shit, I'm pregnant again!
I got too many damn kids. Thought you was on the pill or some shit.
Hell no!
Must have been thinking of Brittany.
Brittany! No, you didn't! There's no way we could have a child now. Not with the market the way it is, no.
No, that just wouldn't make any sense.
Come on, he don't care about you!
Yeah, well, there must be something he likes over here.
Ain't nothing to me, baby. It wasn't me.
So bad.
Well, we finally decided to have children, and I'm not pointing fingers, but it's not going well.
And this is helping.
I'm just saying that before I have in vitro, maybe you should be willing
It's
to...
always me, right?
Not my sperm count.
I'm gonna fuck all y'all. That's my boy.
Cleavon is lucky to be alive. He attempted to jump a jet ski from a lake into a swimming pool and impaled his crotch on an iron gate. But thanks to recent advances in stem cell research and the fine work of Doctors Krinsky and Altschuler, Cleavon should regain full reproductive function.
Get your hands off my junk.
All the kids.
Unfortunately, Trevor passed away from a heart attack while masturbating to produce sperm for artificial insemination. But I have some eggs frozen, so just as soon as the right guy comes along,
Sad. Meanwhile.
And so it went for generations, although few, if any, seemed to notice.
Okay, so that is the kind of famous opening scene to that movie, Idiocracy. It's definitely a funny movie. You should definitely watch it. But I remember when I first saw this, I'm like, wow, that is an incredibly sound observation, right? Like that. There's some validity to that, right?
I think some.
It's definitely.
I mean, it's an exaggeration to some degree,
yeah.
but I mean, that's not exactly too far off of what's
Yeah,
happening.
I know. You see a lot of like incentivizing having kids, and so you like everybody's heard of Octomom, right?
Yeah.
She literally had kids to try to get like the tax breaks and then the all of that stuff. So there are people out there who do that, whether on purpose or not.
Yeah, and it made me start thinking, what other incentives do we live by today that makes the stupidest rise to the top? I can think of someone off the top of my head.
Interesting.
Are stupid people getting all the attention, especially when you look on social media? What is the incentives there? The incentive is for attention and saying crazy things because that gets all the attention, it gets all the likes. So what rises to the top,
A lot of times,
even in social media?
Yeah, a lot of times the people that cry the loudest, scream the loudest, get the most attention.
And even I've found, and I'm guilty of this too, the stupider the video, the more views it gets.
Yeah.
Like the more outrageously dumb someone does in a video, the more it'll go viral.
Yeah.
Like we like watching stupidity.
Yes.
I follow
It's hilarious.
people that do stupid things, and I don't follow accounts
Yeah.
that like actually give me information.
I'm totally guilty of it. Like when I'm kind of going on my TikTok thing and I'm just kind of just mindlessly, I watch all the stupidest
What?
things.
Because it's funny.
It's
I don't know.
hilarious, and they somehow know when you're like, ooh, when they know when you're watching.
Or like you see that first, I'm like, oh, I know I'm gonna watch something stupid. I know it's gonna be funny, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna watch it. And then the next video is like, oh, how to like you know, be more financially stable. I don't want to watch that. I don't care about that. I care about this guy who's like literally running around naked.
Yeah. So why is that? Why are we so attracted to stupid?
I mean, we're just,
stupidity?
it's a reward center kind of thing, right? We feel good about ourselves. We feel good and like, oh, that guy's so dumb. Ha ha ha.
So it's kind of like a train wreck. We can't
Yeah.
help but look at a train wreck
Yeah.
or a car wreck.
Yeah.
We just
Yeah.
we can't look away.
Yeah. Well, that's part of it, but it's also like rewarding ourselves. It's like feeding our most base desires, right? Sex, comedy, what else? Anything that makes us feel good, you know, those kind of things, right? It's like the dopamine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then you train yourself, right, to do that. So, if, for example, a lot of people may deal with, you know, mental stuff or depression, I don't know, whatever, but they start watching these videos to entertain themselves, to get them mind off things, and then you train yourself that in those moments, that's what you do. So when you are sad, a lot of people are laying in bed watching TikTok or whatever, and they do that every single time that they are sad.
Yeah.
Then you've trained yourself to watch these videos every single time that you're sad.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, do you guys think that there is a dumbing down of society? I mean, people aren't reading as much. We're not. It just seems like the people who get all the fame and fortune are people who are willing to do the most dumb things in public.
100%. And it's like, the more that all of this information is at our fingertips, the more accessible knowledge is to everybody, the less smart we all get, because we lose the critical thinking side of things and we just end up going for that instant reward, looking for things, right? Instead of figuring them out. And now the whole thing is like, Google it, right? What I feel like our generation does well still is that we still have conversations. But now I hear like the generations after us, they're like, why do you guys talk about those things? Why don't you just Google it? Like, why don't you guys like just find the answer? Well, it's not really so much that we want to find the right answer. We do want to know what the right answer is, but we also want to come to the right conclusion using our own critical thinking, our own conversations, our own, you know, interactions.
Yeah, I guess I worry that once upon a time, maybe perhaps in some of your generations, where being the smartest was cool.
Yeah.
Like being the smartest, being the most academically ambitious, whatever, was there was status there. Now I get this feeling like people look down and they accuse you of being smug.
Yeah.
Or like, oh, look at you and you're reading. Like smart people
You're
are
such a know-it-all.
Yeah, smart people are now almost like are put down.
Yeah.
Like, why would you waste your time reading a book?
Yes.
Like I'll admit, like I can't even remember the last time I picked up a book. I should though. I should.
Yeah.
So the people who should have the biggest platform because they are the smartest, they are the most well-read.
Yeah.
They get pushed down. Meanwhile, the biggest dummies and the biggest knuckleheads, they get pushed up.
Yeah.
Because we like to watch dumb people say dumb stuff, do dumb stuff.
Yeah.
And it's what I love about this clip is that because it's so slow, we don't think it's a big deal yet.
Yeah.
It's not like, it's not a big deal. Only because it's moving so slow. You fast forward 200 years though, with this reward system, what does the world look like then?
Yeah, it's like have you heard about the devolution of the written language? It's the funny thing where thousands of years ago, you see pictographs, you see hieroglyphics on these, monuments, right? And written form thousands of years ago used to be in pictures.
Right.
And then we got the written word, and we had great works like Shakespeare and Dostoevsky and all those things. And now we're going back to using emojis, pictographs to talk.
Right.
Right? So it's like we went through this, like, the Renaissance and art and, coming from the pictoforms and all those things. And then now we're back to pictoforms.
Yeah.
And like and changing words to like
to modify the meaning of language.
like I personally don't like when someone texts me like shorten things for words like where like literally say "are you?" Like you couldn't take the millisecond to type out AREYOU.
We're too busy.
Like
we're too busy, man.
I hate that. Like it's so annoying. It's
We're in a hurry. We know.
Yeah.
People are in a hurry nowadays. We like things fast.
Yep.
But I want to ask you guys: have we peaked intellectually? Are we no longer as enlightened as we were even 100 years ago? And not to say that technology hasn't improved, because of course it has. Our ability to communicate and learn from the past is there, but as a whole, have we kind of peaked intellectually, and now are we sliding downwards? Especially if you fast forward maybe in 100, 150 years, are we on a downward slide intellectually? Are we not as enlightened? Are we just not as, you know what I mean? Because of the rewards and incentive structures that we live in today. I'd love to know your opinion.
Yeah.
And pretty fascinating, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you guys so much for watching our videos. We really appreciate it. Thank you for your likes, your comments, and subscribing.
Yeah, we'd like to just shout out a couple of names. Michael V99 tipped us twice last month, and
Thanks,
Larry Morrill tipped us once. A big tip, so we really appreciate that.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Larry.
Secondly, we got a Patreon that's up, so thank you for all of you who have joined our Patreon. We really appreciate that, and soon we'll also be shouting you guys out too.
Yes, indeed.
And coming soon on our Patreon, full episodes and movies. We got Blazing Saddles and Caddyshack coming up. And right after this, we're going to be recording Sanford and Son episode. So that'll be the first full episode on our Patreon.
Yeah, so look forward to that, guys. Until next time, see you soon.
Peace.